like Cooper Flagg better than a Cade Cunningham? Hell no.
I tell your motherfucking ass this. You go in the dictionary and look up the word generational, you go see Cooper Flagg and Wemby side by side. That's gonna be the definition.
Nah, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. He a bad man. But looking at boys that came in the league, looking at how Wemby came in, compared to how he came in, you couldn't deny the shit.
If I say in 5 years, give me my top 5 players in the league, he's going to be in that top 5 with Wemby.
Who your other 3?
SGA go be in there. Like, I feel like Jokic.
That's undeniable.
Jokic, Giannis, them, they going to be like on the back end of their shit. They don't even count. I'm talking about, when we talking about the young fellas, right?
What about Anthony Edwards?
He's going to be in there, so that make 4. We could debate and pick a Cade or Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. But I'm saying in 5 years, this motherfucker is going to be in the conversation.
All right, we got Kendrick Perkins saying that he would take Cooper Flagg over Cade Cunningham, you know, in the future or just right now and in 5 years. You know, Cooper Flagg is a generational talent. Alluding to Cade Cunningham wasn't one or wasn't going to be one. And, you know, that's his opinion. A lot of people say, well, Cooper Flagg had great stats and that's all they care about is the stats. But he was playing on a team that wasn't playing for nothing, which wasn't his fault. You know, his supposed to have Kyrie, AD. Neither one of them was going to be healthy last year. And he got to, end up, playing as a point guard. It didn't work. Switched him to another position off the ball. He exploded. He had a great year for the rookie. But a lot of people think Canup should be a rookie of the year. Maybe because he was an integral part of the resurgence of the Charlotte Hornets. I think they both was at Duke and didn't even win a national championship, which was crazy. But, in my humble opinion, I'd still rather have Cade, but it's early. Cooper Flagg was supposed to be generational. He had a slow start, and people were saying, oh, man, he ain't what he said. There you go. Sometimes it takes him, he was playing our position too, and sometimes it takes people some time to get it together. Sometimes it takes some of these dudes some time to get it together. So, eventually, he got it together. He figured it out. But I'm taking Cade, and I ain't saying that because I'm a Piston fan either. I like the part that, he the lead guard, and he get people involved. He looked to elevate his team, and that's what I really like about him. He looked to elevate his team. It's raining, sorry. He made guys better. He played defense at a high level, played offense at a high level. And he got that factor where he elevated his teammates around him. Cooper Flagg ain't going to be no point guard. He might be a great scorer in the league, but is he a guy that's going to be that integral part of a resurgence of the Dallas Mavericks franchise? Is it going to translate to wins? And for Cade Cunningham, for most people, and the same thing with Shea, a lot of the guys that's around him was homegrown. He elevated guys. He didn't get a James Harden. He didn't get a Kevin Durant. He didn't get a LeBron James, a Luka Doncic, or guys like that to be around him. What he got was, he got a bunch of guys drafted around him that he had to grow and elevate with. And Cooper Flagg now, he's in that position now about 2, 3, 4 seasons. If the Mavs are surging and they, trending towards being a championship caliber team like the Pistons are, then we can have that conversation. But, other than Wemby, like he said, Wemby's, that's different. Wemby should be a Piston by we had the worst record. We should have had Wemby. But, so be it. How the lottery don't work that way. The lottery don't work that way. But, I like Cooper Flagg, what I've been seeing from him. He get buckets. He's aggressive. And he figuring it out. And he in a situation where, A, he stayed healthy the majority of the year. And B, he get to really, work on his canvas and paint whatever he want to paint or draw what he want to draw on his canvas and give him the free will. Oh, I thought, did he tip over? Damn. Damn. I don't know what's going on. I think he just pulled over to the side, I'm hoping. But that trailer about to tip. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, that trailer about to tip. I don't know what they do in those situations. Yeah, man, you know, people don't, I don't know, it must be another accident up here too. Hard to see. But, you know, a lot of people don't respect they don't respect the weather, man. It's raining. I don't really understand, you know, these guys being in a position where, you know, they got to go super fast. It was a MDOT truck behind me. I think it was a construction truck was behind me before I did this video. And he was just flying in a whole truck where they put the orange construction signs on. He was riding, he was living on a goddamn prayer by Bon Jovi. You know, especially on this newer pavement that they didn't put out here. Yeah. And, you know, and then it get down to 2 lanes down here. And, you know, maybe people don't use the GPS or really familiar with the freeway. But, yeah, man, it's dangerous. It'll be killing me in the wintertime. You know, I seen a FedEx truck. He was flying in the wintertime. I'm like, damn, you know, if these dudes, you know, slide out or something happen, Captain, he gonna send somebody to the upper room. But, you know, a lot of these drivers get paid by the load and not by the hour. You know, and then a lot of them by the hourly, they don't even get overtime. They don't even have to pay them overtime. A lot of them get flat pay. You know? But yeah, but back to the topic. Yeah, I'm taking Cade. But, you know, that's not my piston bias neither. It's just when you see somebody actually had that impact and he had that look and he had that ability, you know, to make people better with the ball. He can score, he can defend and do all those things. Like, bro, that's generational. And what we know in Detroit, it seemed like he got that glow like Blue Zero. I think the league ain't really seen, you know, the personality of Cade Cunningham. I remember when they was playing, I think they beat Toronto his rookie year, and he wanted to be rookie of the year. And he was like, now what they got to say? He bust Scotty Barnes' ass in the tunnel. Yeah, he got some humble brag to him. For sure. He got some humble brag to him, for sure. He got a silent, you know, confidence, a swagger about him. Seemed to be real clean PR-wise. So it don't really surprise me none. Like, he got the look. I mean, I feel like Jaylen Brown would also kind of, with his intelligence, he'd be a great fit. But then, you know, he alienated the league by some of the things, you know, starting his own shoe company, beef with Nike. You know, they believe he's too smart for his own good and he won't get along with the program. You know, so that's why, you know, they won't really want to let him on the Olympic team or, you know, give him the just due credit about MVP. And the media controls a lot of the narrative. If you're not in good with the media, they can make or break you as a superstar. You can be an all-star, but as far as, you know, being blessed in as a true superstar in the league, that's going to be tough to do without the media behind you. But, you know, Cooper Flagg, you know, America is looking for a white, talented basketball player. Now you got Cooper Flagg here, you know, Canuck, Austin Reeves. It's an infusion. They need that. And the diversity that they've been jumping and searching for so much in the NBA, the diversity is really boiling down just to internationally. They ain't even talking about, you know, trying to get more, you know, affluent white children in the basketball. And that's what you see in baseball is they have, you know, silently black people who grew up on baseball is having the conversation is, when did black people get exempt out of baseball? Priced out of baseball with travel ball, the politics of baseball. And I feel like those conversations probably need to start happening about white Americans in the basketball, because they're doing everything within their power to put international people in the basketball, but they're not even trying to expand the sport into the country. And then domestically, you know what I mean? But that's a different conversation for a different day. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.